What's up, YouTube? So basically I just got the new Zhiyun crane gimbal for my Sony Alpha camera. So I wanted to do, so here's the thing, I am a musician and I'm also a videographer. I'm just kind of a creative kind of person, right? And basically I wanted to kind of do a video of kind of mixing both worlds a little bit, right? So I do a lot of film work for like fellow musicians and things like that, music videos. So, but I got hired to do to basically film one of my good buddy Tony Lundervold's performance. He played at a county fair for the weekend, right? And he basically wanted me to film his live performances for him, right? And there was a few things that I kind of learned and figured out using the crane and my camera, and like during a live music event with tons of people around, that I kind of wanted to share with you. So it's gonna kind of focus on that. So basically, so I'm not gonna go into balancing or anything like that. So I'm gonna go into my setup, right? So I've got the Zhiyun crane gimbal, right? And then I have personally an a6300, and I have a 16mm Sony 16mm 2.8 lens. That way, during low light situations, which I'll show you, it actually does pretty well. And of course, a Rode microphone to capture better audio, but also capture that live audio in decent thing. And then I have these little guys that I just got. It just kind of helps to like set it down and be able to balance it and change it out. And then a plate, of course, so that I can take the camera off real quick and change the battery or the memory card. So this is like kind of the perfect live setup, right? I know I've seen the little handles that kind of make it two hands, and I want to talk about that for a second. During a live event, I feel like this is the perfect live event setup, right? During a live event, you don't... People, if it's too big and too crazy, you're gonna draw attention. And you basically want the camera to be like the perspective of a person there during the event, right? So this is still kind of crazy looking, but it's also pretty small. So that means I can kind of glide through the crowd or whatever's going on and kind of be inconspicuous, or I'm not sure what the word is, you know? If I had two big old hands and a big old thing, like it would draw attention. It'd be crazy. So this is like the perfect little like hidden deal, right? So one of the first things I do is I put it on the mode where you just tap it twice. Yeah, and you see how when you tilt the gimbal, it will slowly move up or down. Now, that's real nice, so when you're coming in on like a guitar solo, you can just tilt it up and the camera will just slowly glide up or down. I think this is the perfect mode. I'm not exactly sure what they call it. So the double tap on the little mode button here, where the camera will literally glide up and down and to the side. That way you can kind of hit every single angle just smoothly. For a live music event, that's really all you need, right? The other thing is like you don't really have time to really set up a shot or whatever, right? And you got to kind of always be on point. You can't really make a mistake. You can't be changing things. So I usually, to help keep like the way I hold it, is I'll put my hand down here on the bottom of it and a hand here above the controls as far down as possible, and use two hands just to kind of glide around, right? The other thing I like to do too is you can just flip it around. Well, that didn't work out. Bam. And then like you can get like a really nice low shot where you can just kind of trail along the stage like that, you know? And that's really cool. So, and here's another way to shoot too, It's like I talk about, you want to kind of be, you don't necessarily want it to look, you want to kind of have the perspective of a person just at the event admiring it, right? So like when you're down, like sitting in a chair, for instance, and kind of looking at like the different things going on, and your focus, like where you're putting the camera's focus. So for instance, if the band's playing and all of a sudden there's a guitar solo, you're gonna come in on the guitar solo and kind of keep the focus of the band's focus being the camera, right? And then the other thing is too is being like in a live setting where you're like in a pit, right? You kind of want to have, you kind of want to look over people's shoulders like you would if you were there. Try and keep the perspective of a person through the camera, and then you can just keep, it really helps to keep your hand right here and a hand right here, and just kind of glide around and look around. You know, there's really no other fancy things you need to do besides just keep the perspective of a person, you know. So the double tap, that's the only mode you need, and then just kind of keep the perspective of a person. It's really cool to kind of flip it around like this and kind of glide through like the bottom of a stage or with feet or something really low, and just flip it back around. I don't use any of this stuff for a live performance like that. This is pretty much what I do, and this is the perfect setup. It's small, compact, and just buttery smooth. So I hope this video kind of helped you with some of those things, and if this video does help you at all, please smash that subscribe button and pay attention to some other things I do. Peace out.
Sometimes I wish that I was 18 again.